Hey, you know how you've been waiting so long for something? Like this, like the first day of school for me, right? Like I laid out my outfit and everything for this day because I'm so excited to talk about this. This was the outfit. I really didn't lay out my outfit, but Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese. You know, we're gonna talk about that whole situation. We're just gonna talk about the not the WNBA, but just women's basketball in a whole and how this craziness happened over this past like tournament. Yeah, so basically, Caitlin Clark has been on a freaking crazy run in this tournament, putting up multiple 40-point games. You know, taunting people, waving people off. She waved her off, bro. She waved her off, was like, go ahead and shoot it. And then, you know, they got to the Natty. They played LSU, and LSU spanked them. And, yeah, the main takeaway from it is not LSU winning the championship, but it's, you know, the talk of Angel Reese doing the You Can't See Me, and people have been going back and forth. Stephen A. Smith, Charles Barkley, Shaq came to her rescue. It's been craziness.
Gentlemen, I love Caitlin Clark.
She's been a guest on this show. I think she's spectacular. I'm the one that's been calling her the Steph Curry of women's basketball, and she has done nothing to push that back. I mean, this young lady is spectacular. She's been great for women's basketball overall, not just college basketball, but women's basketball. I think she has the potential, when all is said and done, to be arguably the greatest ever, because when you have that kind of range and that kind of handle, and you can pull up from the parking lot like Steph Curry, for crying out loud, I think that's something that you can transition to the next level, and it's going to be spectacular to see, and I can't wait to see it. But
I fully agree with him. Because it is crazy now that all of a sudden women's basketball is getting a huge ass spotlight.
Crazy. 9.9 million people watched that national championship. 9.9 million viewers.
They don't get that shit.
Just crazy. That's just crazy. And I didn't even know that the men's basketball game championship was on. I don't think anybody watched that. It was UConn and whoever else. It was a blowout, first of all. Like, I look back on the score, but also I just didn't care to watch it.
No. It's crazy how one person can get you these many views.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I'm happy for like women's basketball because they never get any type of spotlight or any like news coverage, media coverage. They don't get shit like this.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in attendance at that game too. I think this was for sure the stepping stone for people to be like tuned in to women's sports, especially with them going on, possibly going on to WNBA. I'm sure they'll declare for the draft. I'm sure, you know, just off that alone, that's gonna bring in a lot of, you know, supporters and money and what they need, basically what they need. So
here's the reality of the situation. She instigated this kind of stuff. Let's call it what it is. She was waving. She was doing the Cena. How about what she did to Raven Johnson? She didn't just go into the lane and not guard her against South Carolina in the national semifinal. She waved her off. She didn't mind being disrespectful. So why is it that we're hesitant to bring that up? See, here's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to dilute your point by any stretch in it, because I get where you're coming from. And as a lady, you should take that position along with Molly about how we all need to grow up and accept the fact that these women are highly competitive, they're highly gifted and skilled, and we should give them the love and respect and deference they deserve. But I'm going a step further with this. We all know that there's a white-black issue here. Because the fact of the matter is, when Caitlin did it, people were celebrating it. And they were talking about nothing but her greatness. But then the second her sister stepped up and threw it back in her face, now you got half the basketball world saying, well, you know what, that's not the classiest thing to do. That's not the way.
Cut it. Stephen A, I sometimes I like his taste, but sometimes he just be saying some off the wall stuff. And this is everybody. This is literally everybody with this situation. It's not about race. That's not always the thing with every situation. It's not this underlying thing that needs to come up in a situation. Obviously, race is, you know, applied to some situations, but as far as this and a lot of other situations, it shouldn't even be a thing. Caitlin Clark, throughout the tournament, she did the wave off. You know, that was disrespectful. That was to a whole different team. The girl needs to shoot the ball. Like, if she gonna wave her off, you gotta shoot the ball.
That's what Draymond did to Russ.
That's what I'm saying. But you gotta like, it's disrespectful, yeah, but it's not anything like she dogging her game. It's just like, you know, I'm about to just let you shoot. And if you don't shoot, then that's exactly why she did it.
It's a mental game.
And then the thing with the you can't see me thing, everyone's comparing it, and it's not the same thing whatsoever. First of all, people just assume stuff and just make assumptions without even looking at facts. Like, the facts are literally right there, but people just ignore them and make their own opinions about stuff.
This is why I hate media. Media just ruins everything.
So first of all, Caitlin Clark, when she did the You Can't See Me, it was a gesture to her bench. She wasn't even doing it to anybody. And then, you know, people brought up when she was like, when she told the girl, you're down 15, so shut up, or whatever like that. The facts were, the girl was talking shit to her before she even said that.
That girl loves to talk
yeah
shit.
So
I understand why she said you're
right.
down 15, shut up.
Yeah, and so, you know, fast forward to the championship where Angel Reese was doing it, and she did it, I believe she did it at the free throw line at first, but then once the clock is running out, she followed her around for 10 to 15 seconds, just following her around, doing this and doing this. That's not the same thing. Like, nobody had a problem with Caitlin Clark doing it because she was doing it within the game. It made sense for her to do it. I'm not, you know, knocking Angela Reese for doing it, but the fact that she was following her around makes it kind of corny.
Does it though?
That's corny as fuck. Like, if you do it like, if you're doing it within the game, like, okay, you made it, like, you locked her up, or you scored a bucket on her, like, boom, okay, cool. But like, you following her around,
I don't know. For me, yes, it was unnecessary to me, because I like to talk shit in the games if other people are talking shit.
right?
But she just kept taking it a step farther. She should have just did it once and that's it. Why follow her? I understand that the media no one picked y'all to win. I understand that. But to do that in her face and following her makes no sense to me. I understand, like, the competitiveness of the game. It was a good ass game.
Facts.
But it's getting overshadowed by this.
And it's crazy because, yeah, that happened. She did that. It happened. That's what everybody's talking about. Boom. And then they had her on the press conference after.
I tell you, I was waiting. Me?
At what point were you waiting to pull out this?
Man.
Kind of the Caitlin Clark
Caitlin Clark is a hell of a
Incredible.
player for sure. But I don't take disrespect lightly. And she disrespected Alexis and my girls. South Carolina, they still my SEC girls too. But y'all not gonna disrespect them either. So I wanted to pick her pocket, but I had a moment at the end of the game, and I was in my bag. I was in my moment. Yeah.
You continue to feed into it. Even after the press conference, you continue to feed into it. You just won a national championship. Like, why is this girl living rent free in your mind? You know, and I'm happy for her. I'm not downplaying it or anything like that, but the fact of it is, your whole championship that you just won is, I'm not gonna say negated, but it's very, you know, clouded by
This
situation. So it's like,
it's crazy to see so many people care about this shit when they never cared about
facts.
basketball.
So, you know, it's like crazy because I feel like, even though it's a kind of a bad situation, I felt like they needed this. They needed this drama. They needed this action for people to, you know, actually tune in and to want to tune in to more games with them playing or them playing each other. So I believe that it's truly going to help the WNBA for sure. There was another thing where the vice president, or the president's, Jill Biden, she invited both teams to the White House. Angel Reese, you know, she quoted it and said that it was a joke.
Which I agree, because no one has ever invited a runner-up.
I agree with that. My thing is, I don't know, like, is it a big deal? Like, I believe that she was in attendance. Jill Biden was in attendance.
Because I just saw a video that the first lady, was going to see both teams before the game.
Right.
LSU said no. Because Joe Biden didn't even have LSU making it out of the first round. So if fucking Russell Westbrook, you're a college basketball player, Russell Westbrook bets against your bracket, you're gonna be like, no, I don't even want to meet him no more. I don't even want to shake his hand because he ain't picked me to make it out the first round. That's kind of petty. That's so petty, bro. And especially with this, I feel like it's petty with this response too, because it's like, I do get it. Like, if it's the NBA Finals, you know, they go to the White House after, and the president isn't inviting, you know, both teams to go to the White House and visit and take a picture and stuff like that. But on the other hand, this isn't
the NBA. So it's a whole different thing. It's like, you know, you want to show respect to both teams because they both put on a hell of a show. Despite Iowa losing, you can't take away that Caitlin Clark fucking put on a masterclass performance throughout the entire tournament.
She did, but you can't invite both teams. That's something I disagree with. That has never happened in the sport of the game. The president inviting both teams.
Yeah,
it's
but like,
never happened.
But what's the harm in it? Or like, what do you see? Like, why?
That's kind of disrespectful.
In what way?
We just won a national championship,
right?
And you want to invite the team that we just beat for what reason?
What do you think, I'm gonna fucking fight in the White House?
No, but I'm just saying, you just giving. I want to say the attention is not all on LSU winning the championship. You also have Iowa there as a runner-up.
I mean, I can see that. Yeah, I mean, and I know Caitlin Clark. She had an interview with whoever, and she was saying that maybe a different day, but she agreed with it. She was saying like on a different day, maybe they'd come there, but she didn't want to take the attention away from them. I do get it on that part. I just don't feel like, you know, it's a crazy big deal for everybody to be fucking in an outrage about.
I agree with that. It's good for the sport. Don't get it wrong, but it's just the wrong attention, in my opinion.
But yeah, anyways, congrats on them winning. But like I said, it's just going to be clouded by the fact that all of this happened. But, you know, it's good. I guess it's good for marketing and for the WNBA going forward.
Did you hear what the Barstool dude said? He called her a classist piece of shit. I don't agree with that shit, as you can't call, she's a sophomore, junior in college, and you're a grown-ass man calling her a...
She's a kid either way.
Yeah. Like, bro, you can't do that. You can't say that. No matter what, it's college. She's still a kid. At the end of the day, you can't call her a classist piece of shit. That doesn't sit right with me.
Yeah, it was kind of far as, you know, words. I don't agree with the piece of shit at the end of it, but it's just not good sportsmanship, I guess. Like I said, it was cool when she was doing it, you know, at the free throw line or whatever, but to be following her around and trying to get her attention so she could see that was just it's just excessive. I get they're young and they're competing, but it's a line that has to be drawn. Like, no one in the NBA is doing that. You're not about to follow somebody to their locker room, be doing this or be dancing or be doing a too small. That's just excessive. Like, you do it in the game. If the game is over, it's over. Like, there's no need to...
I just don't agree with her following her. That's the thing I don't agree with. Like, you could have done it at the free throw line, like Sean said.
Do you agree it's a race thing? Because that's the whole like big thing about it. It was fine when she did it, but when she did it, it was a whole different situation.
You said no, right?
I said no.
I mean, yes. I think it's black and white. It's just she did it wrong. I'll say that. Like you said, she did it to her bench. She was following her around doing this.
Right.
Is it black and white?
So, I mean, that's what I'm saying. So, it's not the same context. It's literally not the same context at all. Everything that Caitlin Clark did throughout this NCAA tournament was justified. Her doing this can't see me was to the bench. Her telling the girl you're down 15, it was because the girl was talking shit first. Her waving off the girl, that's the only thing I guess you can't justify. But it's like, people do that all the time in pickup games, in NBA, NCAA, whatever. And the fact that Angel Reese took it upon herself to take that disrespect upon her when it's not even her team is just wild. Like, she said that in the thing. She was just like, oh, I'm glad I wish I could have picked her pockets because of the disrespect she had. Like, I'm sure Caitlin Clark respects that team and whoever that player was. How you gonna take disrespect from another team and put it on your shoulder and then use it to disrespect her in y'all game? So that's why I just feel like it's not because it's not in the same context. So it's not a black and white thing because it was never the same thing to begin with, in my opinion. That's all I got. I was ready for this. I was locked and loaded. I've just been seeing it. And it's crazy because all these celebrities and stuff are, and it feels like obviously the celebrities are supporting Angel Reese and going out of their way to defend her and stuff like that. But I also just feel like it's kind of a gang up on Caitlin Clark when she isn't even mentioning the beef that is one-sided. Like, she's not even feeding into that. She never looked at her once. She never did anything in the game. Probably because they were down for the most part, but she was never feeding into that. So it's kind of like a one-sided beef. It was a one-sided beef. And I just feel like everybody is taking Angel Reese's side and then kind of like shitting on Caitlin Clark for it. And she hasn't even done anything.
But they really not like shitting on Caitlin Clark like that. Most of the backlash is right at Angel Reese.
Well, I mean, the most part is like, oh, it's cool when a white girl does it, but then when a black girl does it, you know, so it's like, they shitting on her for doing really nothing. And what Stephen A said about her, you know, like starting it or initiating it is just like, that's not true at all, in my opinion. So, I don't know, man. People need to chill the fuck out. People need to grow up and stop using black and white excuse for every single situation that happens when it's not the case. In situations like this and in situations just around in general. Yeah, man, let us know what y'all think about the situation. Make sure y'all like,
comment,
subscribe,
hit the notification.
do all of that, and we'll see y'all in the next one. Peace and love, baby.
Yeah.
Yay!